Listen, the only reason you are eating leftovers is because you and your spouse are lazy. You guys are lazy. I don't understand why you got a kitchen in your house. You should turn that kitchen into a doggone den or something. You don't need a kitchen. Listen, it's a guy I work with. He told me he been eating the same food the past 5 days. I said, dang. Now, his struggling behind should have went in the kitchen and cooked something. I said, well, man, what? I said, we was talking about something. He was like, he said, man, do you cook or your wife cook? I said, well, man, typically my wife would cook. I said, if I cook something, it'll kind of just be for me. I don't cook for the whole family. I said, because the way I cook, my wife might not really care for my cooking, or she's more of a cook than I am. I said, I just put it to you like that. He's like, oh, well, my wife don't cook. My wife stay at home. And this is what I asked him. I said, that's pretty cool. Y'all got kids? Well, we just got one. He's 12. I said, dang. I said to myself, dang. And then I got all in his business. I said, your wife cook every day? Or he said, I knew she didn't cook every day. He said, normally when she cook, man, she'll cook a big pot and we'll just eat off of it for about 3-4 days. He's like, I've been eating pork and beans for 4 days. Hey, listen, I would die. I'm on the interstate right now. I would literally stop my truck in the middle of the road, turn the lights off, and stand behind it before I eat beans and rice 4 days in a row. Flip that junk. Man, I'll swipe a credit card and go eat steaks before I go to work. We going to work right now to work 10 hours in the flipping cold, welding. You think I'm going to do that with beans and rice on my stomach? I woke up this morning and ate me a sausage, egg, and cheese grit bowl. And I got smothered okra in my lunch cooler for lunch. Flip leftovers. Only reason he eating leftovers because his stay-at-home wife is lazy. Man, I don't eat leftovers. I do not eat leftovers. I don't care if I ain't got no money. I'll swipe a credit card before I eat flipping leftovers. I ain't eat no leftovers. Look, listen. I remember my mama used to try to pull that stunt. So it was for dinner, leftovers. Man, I ain't no flipping leftovers, man. Flip that junk. Man, I just go to bed without eating. I'm not eating leftovers. What's for dinner? Leftovers. I just go to bed without eating. Because when you're a kid, you ain't got nothing. You're broke. I'll wait till everybody get in the bed. I go back in the kitchen and get me 2 slices of bread with water and go to flip to sleep. No flipping overs. You eat leftovers because your spouse is lazy. It all makes sense now. And look, these are the conditions you have allowed in your house. You've allowed your stay-at-home wife with a 12-year-old to not cook. Like, I understand you got 3, 4, 5 kids running around and your wife make a big pot where y'all can eat off for 2. I get it. Even then, I still ain't eating it. But I get it. But you got a big 12-year-old that you don't have to clean up behind. You don't have to run behind. And you telling me we eat leftovers? Leftovers. See, here's the problem with this new generation of women. They got their doggone phone glued to their hand. That's why they can't get nothing done. And that's why you guys are eating leftovers. And another reason is he haven't designed a standard for his house. He's already designed the standard. I'm going to pay all the bills. You stay home, control the money, and you just do what you want. So then I start digging in his business just a little more. I said, let me ask you something. I said, with a 12-year-old, you pretty much don't have to help with house chores, do you? Oh, yeah. When I come home, man, I kind of give her a break and help. Give her a break from a 12-year-old? Listen. I said, man, that man living a nightmare. You give her a break from a 12-year-old. Say, bro, go in your room and watch. I said, you got a daughter or a son? Oh, I got a son. Say, bro, go in your room and watch a movie. What the flip? What you need a break from? I need a break. She just be so tired from running behind that 12-year-old with helping with homework. And some guys make excuses for their doggone woman. Well, let me ask you this, bro. Can the shoe be reversed? Could you say, well, I just can't go to work today, man. I'm just tired and I'm just overwhelmed and I'm overstimulated, so I'm gonna just stay home the next couple of days. No, you're struggling behind to lose everything. And you're struggling, and these are the type of guys I work around. These are the type of guys that sit in the tool room and get an attitude when you need a piece of tool. They sitting on it behind all day. You say, bro, can I get this? Oh man. All right, man, what the flip is wrong with it? These are the standards these guys have set for themselves, where they're willing to eat leftovers for 5 days. Look, your woman has a standard. See, listen, when you're married, listen, when you're with a black woman have to get her hair done by a beautician. She just can't throw water on it and comb it. It's not gonna work like that. We don't have that type of hair. The black woman have to go to the beautician. Now, every woman want a manicure and a pedicure, all right? Unless you want to sleep in the bed with a woman with hard feet. I don't. Flip that, I don't. So you begin to set a standard to get your woman's hair done, to get your woman manicures, pedicures, bikini waxes, date nights, all that other bull crap. And in return, you got to eat leftovers. Man, what kind of, what? Some of you guys, there's no benefit to having a woman at the house. Some of you guys, there's no benefit for you to have a woman at the house. You're eating leftovers, you're not getting any cobbler, and you got to deal with an attitude 50% of the time. What kind of, I never understood the kind of life that some of these guys live. I forgot to get more windshield wiper blades and it's supposed to rain again. Flip it, we gonna figure it out. Go ahead, total this thing out on the way to the house, go to Ford and get us something new. Man, I couldn't see, man, my windshield wipers started working, and that's what caused me to crash. But listen, I don't eat leftovers. Never have, and don't ever plan on ever doing, right? Now, when my wife cook, I eat what my wife cook. If she doesn't cook, there is plenty of food for me to eat. Case in point, we got several bags of shrimp, several small packs of salmon. We got hamburger meat in there. I can make a burger. If my wife is like, I know my wife is cooking tomorrow because today she made today she ate rice and gravy and roast from Sunday. That's what she ate from Sunday. Today she made all the kids chicken sandwiches and fries, right? I grabbed a shrimp po' boy on the way to the house when I got off work. So there was no need to cook anything. So today she will cook. And if she don't cook, it's nothing for me to take a little small pack of salmon out, set it in water for 30 minutes, season it up, put it in the oven. Like, I'm not eating leftovers. I flip a leftover. Leftovers for lazy people. I'm not eating flipping leftovers. That's some reality for your behind right there. Leftovers. Why am I eating leftovers if my woman is laid up at the doggone house? Listen, this is what you guys would have. And look, this is the type of guys that you work around. Because when the Puerto Rican girl that cleans the bathroom at the job I'm at, and she got these super tight pants on, everybody stop and watch. And that tells me these guys ain't getting no cobbler at the house. Because they looking at a shipyard girl. And like, man, she fine. Oh boy, she fine. Say, bro, look. Bro, I don't care about that woman. Y'all must not be getting none at the house. And then you'll have it. You have guys, women's laid up, lay at the house, stay at home girlfriends, stay at home wife, whatever that, stay at home moms. I ain't cooking, I ain't cleaning, you ain't getting no kind of cobbler. Why are we together? I don't understand why we together here if you're not doing anything. And again, this is not my situation. I'm just telling you about the guys I work around. Particularly the guy I work around and be eating the same food for 4 days, beans and rice. So when he said that, I said, you on the Dave Ramsey plan? Who is that? I said, nah, Dave Ramsey eat beans and rice and kind of take the majority of money and get out of debt. Oh no, we just eat beans and rice. She don't really know how to cook a bunch of meals. Man, why the flip? She's staying at the flipping house. Send her behind the work, man. Flip, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Look, I'm miserable on this job. I'm miserable on this job. I can't wait till March come. And you telling me you've been here 3 years? Man, I hang myself. I would literally stop what I'm doing and hang myself I can't listen, bro. Some stuff is just not worth it anymore. That's a miserable life. I see why these guys start drinking every day when they get off work. Get off work, run to the liquor store to get a pint. You get a pint, stop at the gas station, get you a 6-pack, because you're miserable. You're working a job that you hate, and then you go home to a woman you hate and eat leftovers that you hate. Man, bro, I chew on that pistol. So, man, look, if my life start turning out like that, I have to chew on a pistol. I load that baby up and chew on it and hope it go off. I can't live like that, bro. Life is too short. And then when you die, you stand in front of God. Man, why my life was like that? You settle for less, Gibson. You chose to eat leftovers, work a job you hate, and be married to a bitter woman. Dang. You settle for less. Listen, look, again, I want to reiterate, that is not my life. This is the sad reality for a lot of people. Dang. Most guys will never figure it out. There's a woman out there that would love your dirty draw. She would, listen, there's a woman out there, if you tell her she don't have to work, she will cook you a meal every day. She will keep your house clean, and you will have unlimited cobbler, because she understood what it was like in the workforce, struggling paycheck to paycheck, paying the bills, trying to survive, and dying a little bit inside day after day. So you got to marry a woman that would appreciate the things you do, not sit at home and complain. Hey, yeah, sit at home and complain and make you eat leftovers. Man, that is death. That's death, bro. That is death. I remember I heard this guy say years ago, and I understood what he meant. Right now, I just understood what he meant. He said, if somebody pushed me to the limit, I don't have no problem taking a life and going to sit in prison. I said, man, why would he say that? Somebody got a family. But then now I understand it. He's miserable. He's miserable. He got to eat leftovers 5 days in a row. Imagine eating beans and rice. Imagine you wake up Monday morning for breakfast, beans and rice. You go to work, you open up your lunch cooler, beans and rice. You get off work, you get home, fresh, warmed up, in the microwave, your food in the microwave, beans and rice. And you do that for 5 days. And when you get your paycheck go to your bills into your lazy wife. And then you going to sleep rock solid with nothing, because no cobbler is being baked. And this is your life, day in and day out. Yeah, I want to go to prison too, so I ain't got to be bothered with none of it. Now, I just understood why that guy said, man, I go to prison and sit down, man, before I let somebody play with me. I said, dang, your respect mean that much to you? But that ain't what it is. He want to run away. He want to run away. Look, I remember for Halloween, I seen this family wear a costume. The woman had a shirt. She was a yellow woman. For some reason, these yellow women be out of doggone control, because they think they look better than everybody. She was a yellow woman. She had this shirt / bra made of money. It was fake money, but it was made of money. She had a glitter purse on, and she had a glitter dress on, short dress, and a little handbag with a money sign. And then she had 3 daughters. The 3 daughters had the same thing, like a money t-shirt, glossy dress, and then the son was dressed up in a fake dollar bill, and the father had his costumes was an ATM machine. And the reality is that guy's funding the lifestyle, and he's miserable. I'm gonna give you a side note. Most married women don't have sex in it. Most married women stop having sex after they get married. And then the men are left to fend for themselves and also provide and also care and coddle about the woman's feelings. Hey, listen. I've never heard a man get his accolades until he laying in a casket. I've been to a bunch of funerals. I've seen family members stand up and read a paragraph, a page of poems of how this guy was so awesome, but he never heard it while he was living. Most men will not get their accolades until they're laying in the ground. That's a sad reality right there. So if that's going to be your life, Greg, if you're going to eat, Greg, if I'm gonna eat leftovers 5 days in a row, when you get off work, look, you need to go clock out right now. And what you said you like the new Silverado, Greg, clock out right now and go finance a brand new Silverado. Okay, if you're gonna be in prison, make it the most comfortable prison you can make. Get you a 2026 high country Silverado. That's what you do. And then book you a vacation the same day. Flip it. We're gonna be in prison. Let's be in prison. Man, today when I get to work, I already know Greg gonna pull out that purple Tupperware and he gonna do this. Beans and rice. And I'm gonna record it.